Happy Halloween, everybody! Yes, I know Halloween is over, but here's the thing though. This video is late on arrival. Alright, let me explain. Originally, I was going to make the trilogy of horror, which is going to be a video series about the Otaku Bandito reviewing 3 different video games. And by the way, the Otaku Bandito is me. But due to problems with the Monster House disc, yeah, there's lots of scratches on my Monster House game disc, and of course many rain delays, I decided to abandon the whole trilogy idea. But that didn't stop me from making a Halloween themed Otaku Bandito video. So just pretend it's Halloween and enjoy the show. A year has passed, and the Grim Reaper has been defeated. Thank God. I would never ever have to deal with him again. 1 year ago, the Grim Reaper made me review, which was said to be one of the worst movies ever made, called The Beast of Yucca Flats. And to top it all off, it was directed by Coleman Francis. Coleman Francis is one of the worst film directors out there. In fact, he's on par with Ed Wood and Uwe Boll. That's how bad of a reputation he got. And of course, you wouldn't believe it, but The Beast of Yucca Flats is actually worse than Batman and Robin. No joke. Well, the whole point about Batman and Robin is that even though it's a terrible movie, it's still fun to watch, just for how bad it is. But this movie had nothing good going for it. Every time I would say anything bad about the movie, the Grim Reaper would take offense to me. But lucky for me, he didn't understand sarcasm. So I still got away talking shit about this movie, and the Grim Reaper threatened to kill me. But I defeated him. And shot him. And then he exploded. Well, that's a reference to Spookies, where the Grim Reaper explodes for no apparent reason. Well, the Grim Reaper is dead, but I hope that nothing worse will come here. I hope so. Because I hope that I would never have to deal with any evil again. But it's gonna happen though. so beware. Well, the Grim Reaper's defeated, and I hope that I don't face a terror that is worse than the Grim Reaper himself. Because I don't want to put up with that shit again. Oh no, it's a ghost! Well, I do know a fighting technique that my favorite badass fighting schoolgirl uses, and will get me out of this situation. Well, my imitation of this technique isn't the best, but I'll try to use it. Nice try, but you know that you can't kill a ghost. Here you go. This is a game for you to review, and it'll knock your socks off. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to put up with that shit again. Oh, and by the way, I learned that fighting technique from Karin Kanzuki just by playing the Street Fighter Alpha anthology, which has all of the Street Fighter Alpha games. It's a pretty fun compilation game. I'd recommend you to buy it if you don't have the budget to buy all the Street Fighter Alpha games. It's pretty good. And you gotta know that I like her more than Sakura Kasugano, because for one thing, I think she's much prettier looking than Sakura is, and she also has a signature laugh. That's because whenever you fight her, she'll make fun of you and kick your ass. Well, seriously, I don't know why she makes that laugh. But it's pretty cool though. Well, I don't want to review this game, but I'll have to do it. Let's go in the cabin to review this sucker. Well, it looks like I'm up against the ghost, which is soon about to become one of my greatest foes. Hello there, vampires, Frankenstein monsters, mummies, werewolves, ghosts, and succubi. Welcome to another The Horrors of the Otaku Bandito. Today, I'm going to review a game based on a TV show called CSI Crime Investigation, which is a show I don't know much about. Well, to be fair, I never really watched much of CSI, but from what I know about it, it's a show about a crime investigation group. That's all you need to know. And I bet you that's probably not going to be as good as The X-Files, which is a show I've never watched either. But apparently CSI seems to be very popular. And of course, countless merchandise of CSI has been made to death. There's even a CSI crime investigation set. Yeah, seriously, you don't want to know about the story about the CSI crime investigation set. Alright, so I haven't got much to say about the game. So let's review CSI Crime Investigation. Alright, so here we go into the game. And of course, there's no intro. There's just the company logos, and that's it. You're right into the game. I guess they knew the game sucked, right? Let's review it. Oh, and I'm gonna skip some of the long loading screens because this game takes a long time to load. So just be patient and grab a can of Coke if the game is loading. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's hit that start button. Alright, so the game begins and you get to enter in your own name, just like in many other games. But here's the drawback though. There's a limit of how many characters you can put in your name, so if you want to put in like a long name, you can't, because there's a limit. And yeah, that can get annoying at times. Alright. So we finally entered a name, and it's Inspector Bandito, but it's Inspector Bandit because of the limit of how many characters you can put in. Alright, so finally in the game, and there's no cutscene. There's literally no cutscene before you start the game. Just go right in there, and that's it. Yeah, I'm surprised that there's no FMV of a specific CSI episode. I'm disappointed. Because this is CSI, right? You gotta have like an FMV of one of the clips from one of the episodes, right? Yeah, no. Usually in like tie-ins, there's like for example in the Lord of the Rings games, there are cutscenes of the movie that of course appear right before the game starts. Guess I'm used to seeing cutscenes in newer movie or TV show based games. Oh man, it's one of those games, point and click. And I suck at these kind of games. Yes, I play a lot of racing games, but I can also get used to other genres of video games besides racing games. Whether if it's like flying games like Ace Combat or fighting games like Street Fighter or anything. I can at least get used to them. But point and click, nah, I suck. Alright, so we found the dead body of a lady that got strangled to death. Yeah, don't even get me started on that scene from The Beast of Yucca Flats, or that moment in one of the Udon Street Fighter comics where Rose gets killed by Bison. Yeah, spoiler alert, by the way. But still, she's my favorite female Street Fighter character.
This is an expensive bauble.
Even after she got killed by Bison, man, imagine seeing Ingrid get punched in the chest by Bison. That would be brutal. I've also found an expensive piece of jewelry called a bauble, yeah. I don't know what a bauble is, because I'm not an expert at jewelry. Alright, so we found all the clues, including a TV remote. Yeah, apparently before she got strangled to death by the criminal, she was watching some TV. Yeah. Don't a lot of people watch TV nowadays? They probably do, because they got nothing better to do than just sit around and watch the TV. And here's another one of the problems with the game. Yes, even though it's a point-and-click game, which is a genre of games I suck at, it takes no skill whatsoever to find the clues. It's just so insultingly easy. Yeah, seriously. I've seen better crime cases in LA Noire. And not to mention, LA Noire is a much better game to play than this garbage. You could also talk to the doctor, and no, I don't mean the doctor from Doctor Who, about the cause of death and when it happened. And you can also talk to the police captain, or
after death, a human body
police
generally
chief
drops 2 degrees the first hour and another degree every hour
about
after
someone's
that,
past.
with a 4-hour give or take. Given the
And
core
you can
temperature of the
also
victim's liver and the
tell them to
ambient
send
temp
in
of the
some
crime
officers,
scene,
which
I estimate she
I
was killed
assume
between
would
11
probably
and
be
11:30
useful.
p.m.
But I'm not going to go in far into the
Asphyxia
game
due
to
to strangulation.
know about
The
it,
hyoid
though.
bone, just under the bruising on her neck, was
Alright,
broken.
play the clip!
Ooh, nasty.
Quick death, anyway.
That never gets old. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I already know about this because I've seen it before. And you can also find out more information about the fingerprints and the DNA in the laboratory by either using the computer or a microscope. Yeah. I'm surprised that they're not using a Power Macintosh G3 Bloom lighter or Power Mac G4. It doesn't matter if it's like the older variant or the newer Quicksilver variant, which are all better than any shitbox PC. And yes, if you're like watching this video and if you're like a PC fan, sorry, I apologize, but I just think that Macintosh computers are much better than PCs because they're easier to use for one thing, and they're much better in like graphical capabilities and sound capabilities. That's just my opinion. Alright, so we finally got a DNA sample, and you would not know how to do this. In order to get the DNA sample, you have to drag the item to the scientist. Yes, I'm serious. How are you supposed to know about that when you first play the game? And that's another one of the problems of the game. Some of the things are too cryptic to figure out. And you can also find out more information about the skin sample by clicking the search button. Yeah, if you want to know more about the DNA sample. Oh, and here's one more thing I have to say about this game, the fingerprint samples. Not only can you, like, find out more information about the fingerprints just by clicking the search button, you can also find an exact match. But if you pick the wrong match, that means, of course, you got nothing. It doesn't look anything like the fingerprint on the other side. Alright.
Interpreting evidence isn't
No,
guesswork.
that obviously
Make sure you
isn't
look
it.
close for subtle differences.
Well, guess what? It was the fourth fingerprint. Man, I'm a good detective. Well, there's other parts in the game, but I probably assume that they're probably gonna look similar. So, let's end the review right here. Man, imagine if you paid the full price on this game when it first came out. Well, you would feel cheated, and I'll probably feel cheated too if I paid the full price on this game. Alright. For a long time, 6 and 7 out of 10 have always been considered average. Well, not anymore. Because this is how I do my rating system. Are you listening? Pay close attention, everyone. Alright. This game deserves a 5 out of 10. It's an average video game, and it's just your average movie or TV show licensed video game. Here's a tip for you guys. Don't buy movie or TV show licensed games. Well, there are some exceptions, like, for example, King Kong for PlayStation and Xbox, and not to mention Batman on the NES, which I've also heard was pretty good. But still, movie licensed or TV show licensed games are nothing more than shameless cash grabs. They rely more on rushing out the product as soon as possible in order to make a quick buck, and less on putting any effort into the game whatsoever. Alright, that's my review of CSI Crime Investigation. Come out here, you ghost! I'm gonna get ya! Alright, see you in part 2 for the thrilling conclusion.